Namah Sarvebhyaha. Sage VIshwamitra was revered not only because he attained the exalted status of Brahmarshi, but because of the extraordinary journey that led him there. His life is one of the most inspiring stories of determination, perseverance, and inner transformation. Born into a noble lineage of righteous kings, he rose above pride, anger, and countless challenges through unwavering tapas and self discipline, ultimately becoming one of the greatest sages in Indian tradition. One such generation in this noble lineage was King Kushanabha, renowned for his wisdom and righteousness, and his 100 virtuous daughters, who were celebrated for their beauty, discipline, and devotion to dharma. Their remarkable story, preserved in the ancient epics, reveals the power of humility, obedience, and inner strength in the face of temptation and adversity. This episode is inspiring tale of King Kushanabha and his 100 righteous daughters. In this chapter, we enter one of the most fascinating episodes from the lineage of Vishwamitra, the story of King Kushanabha and his 100 daughters. This story is mentioned in the Balakanda of Valmiki Ramayana. It is a tale filled with beauty, obedience, pride, suffering, and ultimately the power of dharma. At first, it may seem like the story of a king and his daughters, but hidden within it are deeper lessons about the right choice, respect for parents, and the strength that comes from living by righteousness. Let us step into this sacred story. Before we meet Kushanabha's daughters, we must first understand the greatness of the lineage into which they were born. This is no ordinary royal family. It begins with Brahma, the creator himself, and then flows through Kusha, then King Kushanabha, and later to Gadhi and the great sage Vishwamitra. Through Satyavati and Ruchika, this same line also connects to the story of sage Parashurama. So, when we speak of Kushanabha's daughters, we are speaking of souls born into a sacred stream of destiny, a lineage woven with kingship, tapas, and divine purpose. Kushanabha's 100 daughters were not born from an ordinary queen. Their mother was Ghritachi, an excellent celestial Apsara, radiant, graceful, and heavenly in nature. From the union of a righteous earthly king and a divine celestial being came 100 daughters, each blessed with extraordinary beauty and charm. But their beauty was not just physical. They were born into a family of dharma, and that would soon become the true measure of their greatness. These 100 daughters were not merely sisters in number, they were united in spirit. They moved together, spoke together, lived together, almost as though one mind had taken 100 forms. There was harmony among them, no rivalry, no division, only a shared sense of purpose and affection. Their unity itself was a wonder. It was as if nature had created 100 flowers, yet all bloomed from a single root. One day, the 100 princesses entered a beautiful royal garden. They were laughing, playing, and moving freely in joy, filling the place with youthful brightness. It was at that very moment that Vayu, the wind god, happened to see them, and what he saw captivated him. Their beauty, their grace, their unity, all of it stirred desire in his heart. In that single moment, a peaceful day in the garden turned into the beginning of a life changing event. Vayu approached the sisters with a bold proposal. He asked all 100 daughters to marry him and promised him something no mortal could easily ignore: immortality. Imagine the weight of that offer: to become united with a god, to gain eternal life, to rise beyond ordinary human limitations. It was not a small temptation, but the true test of character often comes when something dazzling is placed before us. And for these daughters, the question was clear: would they choose power and immortality, or would they choose dharma? The 100 daughters answered with a remarkable calm and clarity. They told Vayu that they would not accept any proposal without the consent of their father, King Kushanabha. Their marriages, they said, were not theirs to decide independently, but would take place according to their father's will and dharma. This was not weakness, it was discipline, respect, and fidelity to the values they have been raised with. In that moment, they chose obedience over immortality, principle over temptation, and dharma over desire. But Vayu did not take the rejection well. His desire quickly turned into anger, and his wounded pride became destructive. In a fit of rage, he cursed the 100 daughters, twisting and disfiguring their once radiant forms. Their beauty was taken from them in an instant. The very wind that should have brought life and movement now became the force of their suffering. It is a painful moment in the story, a reminder that even divine beings, when driven by ego and anger, can act without compassion. The daughters returned to their father in their altered condition and told him everything: Vayu's proposal, their refusal, and the curse that followed. King Kushanabha listened, and instead of despair, he responded with dignity. He praised his daughters for standing firm in dharma. He honored them for choosing obedience and righteousness even at a great personal cost. And then came something even more remarkable. He did not curse Vayu in return. He forgave him. That is the greatness of Kushanabha, a father filled with compassion, a king governed by restraint, wisdom, and grace. But this is not where the story ends. The 100 daughters remained disfigured, and yet their father's faith had not faded. If dharma has been upheld, then surely grace must follow. So, the question now is, who will restore them? Who has the power to heal what Vayu has damaged? And how will destiny reward the steadfastness of these 100 daughters? The story of Kushanabha's 100 daughters becomes far more than a tale of beauty and misfortune. It becomes a lesson in obedience, dignity, and the quiet strength of dharma. As we move to the next chapter, we will see how grace arrives when righteousness is protected, even in the face of suffering. To discover what happened next, how the unwavering righteousness of King Kushanabha's daughters was ultimately rewarded, and to explore the extraordinary journey of Sage VIshwamitra in greater depth, join the course on my website sanskritandshlokas.graphy.com. The link is provided in the description box. Come, let us journey together through the triumphs and trials of Sage Vishwamitra's life, witnessing how every challenge became a stepping stone towards the highest spiritual summit, the attainment of Brahmarshi. Harihi Om.